anybody that's not met us before, my name's Leonie. I'm a front-end web developer at Nest, and I basically majorly deal with My websites, with pro shops and member sites. And this is Chloe. She is the product manager for all things web tools.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times she tells me what to do.
Something like that. Yeah. No, so we sort of we have a little bit of a sort of collaborative workflow. You know, we're always trying to look at, you know, how we make websites better, you know, how we make them stand out, how we make them good looking, how we drive more leads, you know, how we improve SEO and things like that. So Leonie is very good at implementing these things, and I'm very good at coming up with the bright ideas of, can we do this?
Yes, and making sure that we stick to it as well. Very good at that.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, anyone that hasn't met us, nice to meet you all. We recognise a few names from the chat. Some of you that we don't know, it's very nice to meet you all. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the webinar. I hope you take some really good things away from it. And if there's any questions along the way or anything, just feel free to post it in the chat, and then as soon as we can, we'll answer that as well. Okay, so don't be shy to talk to us.
Yeah, we're fairly friendly.
Yeah, we're all right, aren't we?
So today we're going to be concentrating on websites and SEO. We're going to be showing you some of the new features in the MyMay websites. We're also going to be talking a little bit about ChatGPT, and we've done a new guide that we're going to hopefully you're going to find really useful. And Chloe's put loads of work into that. So yeah, it's hopefully show you a lot of new things. And if you've got any questions about websites or SEO, if you can put it in the chat while we're talking, then we'll try and stop and answer questions throughout the webinar.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
What I'm going to do now is just share my screen.
There we go. Hopefully everyone can see that okay. If you can't for any reason, just pop it in the chat, let us know if there's any issues with the screen share.
Right, so this is our new template for MyMay websites. So let me just come up here. You can see that it's all in our advanced Elementor editor now. So you can basically edit any of the areas. And as you go down, you can see you've got some boxes and things where I've got pencils. What we've tried to do is give some extra prompts and things. So anybody who's not had a MyMay website with us before is going to see some extra prompts and things when they actually activate a website to give you some advice on what could go into what areas. We're also populating with some actual holding images. So basically that's going to mean that you're not getting a blank screen and you can actually see what should go in there, but they're very flexible. So with these, you can just remove any section that you don't want. You can add new sections. It's easy to actually see whether these things are working mobile as well. So we're very keen on responsive because of the fact we know that with websites nowadays, mobile first is the major thing that we need to look at. We're probably the only ones that look at websites in big screens nowadays. We know that people are much more likely to go on a website on mobile or on their desktop or tablets. So if we basically see there's a bar at the top now in the editor, so if you click on tablet or on mobile, you can see the website in those views. If you look at the editor on the side here, you can see there's little icons, and that basically means if it's in mobile, anything you change here will only affect the mobile view, and then when you go back to desktop, you can see it's changed to a desktop. So you can really start adjusting your website so it looks really good on mobile, but also works on desktop or tablet. We've also got some great features in here for SEO. So if you go up to page settings and click on Yoast SEO, you can actually put in your keywords for a particular page, and you'll see where it says SEO analysis. You can then look and it will be telling you here. So what we always want is those nice green smiley faces, because the green smiley face means that it thinks this page is actually already optimized pretty well for those keywords. But it will also give you extra things that you can do and tell you whether thinks you might need more actual keywords in your subheadings and key phrases here. And Chloe's going to be talking a little bit later about how you use ChatGPT to help you do some of these things and get your key phrases into your headings and things. So it gives you a lot more flexibility. You can also, so if we go out of this view, and we go into templates, then theme builder, you can basically now edit things like the header and the footer. So this is going to allow you a lot more flexibility. So you can make sure that your headers look the way you want them to do and remove things from the header or add things into the header. And the same can go with the footer. And you've got a lot more control. But because these templates have actually got these things set up as default, you won't have to worry about it unless you want to. It's one of those sort of things that we've set them up so that they've got most of the things that you will need just by default. You can go in and start editing. But if you want a little bit more control and you want to be able to edit and add extra things or change things, then you're going to have that extra control.
Yeah, 100%. The new template kits are really, really nice, you know, really nice and easy to use. It's really nice with the prompts in there, what you've done with the prompts as well. And we just want to encourage people that, you know, even if you're not sort of technical, even if you're not massively confident, that this is something that, you know, is for everyone, regardless of skill level. You know, and you can go as far as you want with things like this, but we try and give everyone, you know, a good pointer in the right direction and say, you know, even if you're not 100% confident with tech, not only are we here to help, but the templates, they're lovely and easy to use. So you don't have to, you know, stress about that, you know, if you've got no experience or anything like that, which is really, really nice.
Right, so I'm going to close the theme builder here. So we've also added a few extra things as well. So we've got things like Google Reviews plugins. So if you've already got Google Reviews, you can actually embed these into the website as well. And that gives you that extra social proof when you're showing how good your school is and how happy your students and parents are. We also have some extra plugins that will allow you to do audits. And for SEO, this will basically allow you to see all your pages and link them to things like Google Analytics and the Google Search Console and see how well your pages are doing and keep monitoring these things. And again, this is something you don't have to be scared of. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to, but it's giving you these extra tools if you want to get more advanced and have a lot more view of how your websites are doing and what Google advises you to change. So at this stage, have we got any questions? No? Well, we are
okay if not.
Yeah,
that means we're doing a good
Yeah.
job. We'll take it.
Yeah, we will indeed. Right, so let's stop sharing for a moment. So we're basically we're going to be looking at SEO. How many of you have actually had any SEO work done on your websites? Yep, so Ian's had some work done. Simon's had some work done as well.
Yeah. Wayne's asked question, will the new WordPress be auto updated or do I need to do it?
Well, this is something that we will actually help you do. So we'll add the new templates if you want to, and we'll help you install them and change pages. It won't be automatically done because obviously we wouldn't want on a production live site you'd suddenly change things.
Yeah, we don't want to take away anything from what you've already done without telling you. But if the new templates are of interest, Wayne, one of us will reach out to you after and we can help get the process started if that's all right.
So we can add the extra plugins, things like you should already have Elementor, but we can make sure you've got the Google review ones and things like that. So if you need any of these adding to your website, then we can do a review and make sure you've got everything. Again, we don't tend to add all the plugins if you're not using them, because it adds a little bit of load to the pages. So we only add them if you actually need them.
Yeah, what we'll do, Wayne, we'll reach out to you after. We'll have a chat about what you would like to use, and then we'll get that sorted for you, Wayne. That's not a problem. I seen from Simon as well. Simon says yes to having some SEO work done with his site. Are you able to tell us a little bit, Simon, about, sort of like if you use somebody, if you've done it yourself, kind of what process that you've taken?
I can also see Simon asking about WordPress updates. We regularly do all the WordPress updates, and we keep an eye on the security ones are done automatically, and then the version ones are done as they come in. So we tend to do updates between about Mondays and Wednesdays, so we're not affecting websites later in the week, but we keep a very close eye on things like core WordPress updates.
Simon has said that he uses Yoast SEO as well. That's good. So using something very, very similar to our sort of process and things. Do you find, very controversial question, because everyone's got a different opinion to this, do you find SEO easy, or do you think it's quite difficult? Because I think some people that we've spoken to, some people are like, oh, I find it really hard to write this really good content, and some people it kind of comes naturally. So just out of interest, if it's something that was quite easy, or can be a minefield. That's kind of the answer that I was expecting.
And it's one of the reasons that we've added these extra tools in, and the audit that you can do now on your MyMay websites basically will give you suggestions. So it suggests if it thinks certain pages need to be updated, and you can actually choose whether to take that advice or not, but it starts to give you a bit of a list. I know that we all like to have a bit of a list sometimes of tasks to do, and rather than having that sort of blank, what do I do? So things like the SEO Yoast stuff and also the Ahref audit plugin give you those lists of little tasks and things.
It's nice to just have them pointers in the right direction, instead of kind of looking at it and thinking, I don't know where to start, I don't know where I'm going wrong, I don't know what I need to do next. It's very nice to just kind of have that kind of being told, right, this is what you need to focus on next. That is kind of a reason as well why we've done the ChatGPT guide as well, isn't it? Because we appreciate firsthand SEO can be a minefield, and we're always all about making things easy as possible, aren't we? We want to make everything easy for everyone. So we've kind of tried to go down this route of, right, what can we give you to make sure that you can do what you need to do without it being difficult, and without you getting lost, confused. So I feel like everything, combination of something like ChatGPT and the prompts to use, and the SEO plugins and the audit and everything else that comes with the website, I feel like you're covering, we're covering all bases here, which makes it nice as well.
I think the major thing to remember at SEO is that Google's very keen for you to make people-focused content that's useful to the user. Because obviously from their point of view, they want you to do searches on Google and come up with the results that you're actually going to find useful. So if you're putting good information into your website, you're covering things like obviously your location and making sure things like your style are in your keywords, that you've got some of the story of your club, that things like students' experiences and what they think and what parents think, then that really helps. And if it's useful to the user and it's useful to parents and students, then it's going to be something that Google is also going to give you points for. And sometimes I think we get too intimidated by this idea of keyword research, and we're not just thinking, if we make good content that reads well on the website, then it's going to work for your people viewing the website, but it's also going to help your SEO and Google. It's sometimes just keeping it simple and useful.
It is. Jerry has asked a question. So Jerry has said, how important are using videos for SEO?
Well, YouTube is definitely the second most used search engine. So definitely having YouTube videos and things like that is going to help your SEO. We've also found with video that it sometimes makes people pause. So if you're scrolling down a page and you've got access to media and videos and things, it can be a little bit more interesting. People don't always like reading just text.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of them that, you know, good images, really, really good images will catch my attention. Very good videos, very informative videos, but informative in a way where it does make people want to watch things. So really good example for like a martial arts club. If you, obviously with consent from your students and everyone else and parents, having nice videos of people actually participating in class, whether that's adults, children, both. That's a really nice thing to say on a martial arts website, especially when you're seeing those little happy smiley faces in class and everyone's really enjoying themselves. And if you kind of put yourself in a position as a parent that was looking to sign up to your club and you've came across your website, seeing something like that is very, very, very good, because it will stop somebody and they will kind of picture their child being one of the people in the videos. So I think that's super, super important.
It's having that social proof as well. So if you can get even very short videos of your students saying about their experiences, how much they're enjoying the classes, maybe getting a very short video from parents saying how much they've seen changes in behaviour since they've started classes and things like that, it can be really impactful. So also, actually people viewing the website are going to view these videos and you know, you've got 100%. It's parents seeing how their kid would behave in these classes. It's thinking, it being just adults, it's seeing how picturing themselves in those classes. That's the major thing.
Yeah.
And they also will help SEO, because if they're coming at it from YouTube and the search, you'll get those videos pushing more traffic towards your website.
Jerry's also asked, is privacy data protection a minefield? In what sort of context, Jerry? Just so we make sure we answer you 100% correctly. I don't want to give you a wrong answer on something. In what scenario about the data protection? Is it in terms of like using videos?
I mean, certainly using kids and parents, as long as you've got consent forms.
Yeah.
So we always recommend that you get consent forms and get them signed to basically say they're happy for these things to be used. I mean, basically they'll say we're happy for this to be put on the website or used on social media. We'd always get those consent forms signed.
Yeah, 100%. As long as you are getting that explicit consent from parents, carers, the student themselves, if they're of an appropriate age, you are absolutely fine to do that. As long as you are being crystal clear, you know, we're looking to use this as content for a website or an advert, for example. As long as people are agreeing to that is absolutely okay to do that. But yeah, I would say explicitly state exactly what you're doing with them, get consent, and then you know you're good to go with that. That's not a problem.
And we often say, you know, if just use first names and things like that, so that you're not too explicitly identifying any kids on the videos as well. So
Simon has said that he has spent some time creating a video. It's helped in user engagement. It's really, really good feedback. We do find that, you know, visual content is very, very key on a site. Good images, good videos. Same with adverts as well. Exactly the same with adverts. You need that really good, strong quality content. So I can imagine that it probably really has helped with user engagement. It's something that's very, very important. And I think for me, when you write something and you say people love the class because, you know, that is very important. But when you're kind of seeing it from that first-hand perspective, you see in the videos, you see in images and things, that kind of weighs more, because you're actually, you know, you're actually visualizing people being in this class, the class being run, you're visualizing the instructor, you're visualizing what the club looks like. And that is really, really important. So it's really nice to hear that feedback, that, you know, that you've tried that and it has worked for you.
think it takes some of the fear away as well, isn't it?
It
We often
does.
suggest putting videos that show somebody, this is the club, this is where you come in, this is what to expect a little bit.
Yeah.
First time students, even if it's an adult, it can be a little bit scary.
I think sometimes as an adult it's maybe a little bit worse, you know, like I think about joining the gym and I'm like, oh no, I'm too scared. Like, and I think like it is a very daunting thing, isn't it? To think I'm just going to walk into this strange place with these people I've never met and go for this class. What if I'm not going to be very good? What if everyone's better at something than what I am? And I think sometimes the more sort of, you know, the more that you can show kind of, it kind of makes it a lot less scary. I think that's what I would like, you know, when I look at certain websites and things that we help out with, and it's really that, isn't it? Because you can kind of think, oh yeah, like that looks really fun being there, or like their dojo is really nice. Their, you know, where they run the class from is really nice. Oh, the instructor seems really friendly, and it kind of takes that strangeness out of meeting somebody new, you know, which is really nice because they kind of feel like they've already met you and already kind of experienced it before they even get there. So yeah, I would say that stuff like that is super important.
And it's definitely true. And I think again, Google is getting so much cleverer about how it identifies the content and analyzes your websites. So when it says it's looking for people first content that's useful to the user, all of this sort of thing, if you know that you're getting good reactions from this, then it's going to help your SEO. So it's one of the things that Google have said is don't do your content just for Google because we can tell. You know, do it for the user. And it's all these sorts of things that if it's good for the user, then it's going to help your SEO. And it's not only going to help your SEO, it's also going to help your conversion, because 100%. It's great to get them on the website. But if once they get there, they're not being warmed to you, and all these sort of things that we've talked about are going to help warm your prospects up to wanting to join. Then you can spend all your time you like on the keyword stuff.
This is it. I think it's nice when you are putting these sort of introductory videos and things on your website. Yes, it's helping SEO. Yes, it's helping brand reputation, image, but it's also very much a follow through process, as Leonie says. So it is very much like, right, the instructor is in this video, the children are in this video, everyone's having a really, really nice time. And it's about getting that same experience when they get there, because you know, it's great getting 30 leads in, but it's even better when you get, you know, 20 students out of it. So it is really important that I would say, like, any content, match it to your club, if that makes sense. Match it to the way that you do run your club, match it to the way that, you know, your instructors are, match it to the way that your student base is. And just make sure that there's a consistency, if you like. It is really nice to see these, you know, happy smiley people, but if you walk into a club and it's not like that, you're probably still not going to join. So yeah, just make sure that it's completely relevant for your club as well. Not any, you know, AI generated videos of happy smiling people. Yeah, make sure it's real content. You know, and yeah, it honestly will do the world of good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That said, we don't ignore AI.
No.
I mean, we know how busy you are, and this is one of the reasons. It's a nice segue into the talking about the ChatGPT prompt, how busy you are and how hard it is to come up with the content sometimes, and it can be a bit intimidating sometimes, the blank screen of what do I create?
Where do I start?
Yeah, which is one of the reasons that Chloe created the ChatGPT guide. So
I will pop it in there. I'll pop the links in the chat as well. So we've got one for, this is the Nest client one, isn't it?
Yes.
So we've got one for existing Nest clients that you can go on the toolkit and view that. And then we also have one
for the
non-Nest clients as well. So let me pop this in the chat as well. So I'll pop both the links there. I will share just a little bit of this. I won't share for too long, don't worry. I will share just a little bit, just so I'm not sort of talking blank at you, if that makes sense. Right, so as you'll see, we've got a lovely, stunning new MyMay website marketing toolkit page that you very kindly put together for us. So it's really, really nice. It gives you, it gives you loads of information. It's great. You can view a demo, you can activate a website from here. There's a little bit about SEO here. There's some top SEO tips. And then it will just tell you a little bit more about the plugins and things as well for the SEO, which is really, really good. So there's loads of great information on this page to help you with your site. I will share the AI SEO guide. We'll just cover off a little bit of this. So this is in PDF format, so you can come on the toolkit or go on the other link that I've posted and then have a look at this as well. So what this is essentially supposed to be is, as Leonie says, we appreciate everyone is very, very busy. There's so many things to do. You've got the day-to-day running of the club, you've got advertising, you've got upkeep, you've got everything. We do appreciate that. And sometimes not everyone has got hours and hours to sit there and write, SEO, really good SEO friendly content. So what we try to do is we try to put together a little bit of a guide where you can use, a platform such as ChatGPT, feed it the right prompts, and it will bring you out some really, really nice content to use. Obviously, as I will always mention with AI, make sure you check for accuracy and make sure that you're checking spelling, because sometimes it will give you a bit of an Americanized spelling. But as long as there is also a personal input on the content, it's very, very good to use things like these. But yeah, I would just say just make sure that we check the content before it goes on the website.
We found they have a problem with things like maths and counting and dates as well. So it can put in some content that's a little bit interesting sometimes.
Yes, interesting. Yeah, we'll go for interesting. So there's some really good points in here. So the first one being understanding your competitors. This is obviously a really, really super important process, competitor analysis. We do it, you guys need to do it, everyone needs to do it, regardless of what field of work you were in, what business you were in, what type of club you have. Everyone needs to understand the competitors. So what this will do is, the goal of this is to find out what similar websites are doing and how you can do it better, which is obviously the key for everything.
We're always about making it so that you can do better than your competitors.
100%. That's the outcome of everything that we will try and do for you. We want you to succeed and we want you to be the best. So what this will do is, if you have a look sort of in your general area, have a look at people that maybe teach the same style, maybe it's a different style, whoever your competitor base is. If you have a look, get some websites, you can actually feed those websites to ChatGPT. You can actually feed your own in there as well and get it to do a direct competitor analysis of between your site and somebody else's, which can give you some really good pointers of where somebody is doing really well. It might be somebody that's ranking better than you in search results. It might be somebody that has 25 more students than what you do, and if you want to know what they're doing, I would suggest get some websites, have a look at what they're doing on their websites. So what this will do is, this will give you some prompts that you can pop into ChatGPT. And if you follow the prompts, what it will do is, down at the bottom, it will say, after you get the results, ask it to create a simple action plan for my website, and then insert your own URL based on this analysis. So what it will do is, when it gives you an analysis for competitor website, you can actually just actively ask it, what do you think I need to do to be on the same level as XYZ website that I've popped in there, which is really, really nice. And as we were saying earlier, everyone loves a list, don't they? So when you've got an action plan list, there is nothing better. It's very, very satisfying. The next one is about writing better headlines and subheadings. So the goal of this is to make your titles and section headings more clickable and search engine friendly. So again, what this will do is, you will feed these prompts into ChatGPT, and it will help you to write those really, really, really SEO rich headlines and subheadings. You can feed it your topic, you can feed it your niche. and it will take your keywords and it will make you some really, really good SEO friendly headings. Number 3 is about improving your existing website content. So this is maybe for somebody that already has a website but thinks it maybe needs a bit of a refresh, or they've seen something else that they quite like and they want to, do some changes to their own website. So this is about making your current blog posts or pages perform better in search results. So this can help you refine your content. It can analyze the SEO performance of the website, and it can tell you what to fix, tell you about keywords, improve the introduction and the ending, images, videos, and graphics that you can add, and then it can review the structure and give you some formatting tips, what you're missing out on. So that's a really, really good one. Yes, it will take a little bit of time to go through. You don't have to do it all at the same time. You can do one page when you've got some time, and then follow the action plan again. We've got some generating new content ideas. So we've got some come up with fresh topics and ideas to keep your website or social content engaging. And that will basically give you some really, really nice content ideas for your specific topic, your specific industry. It will give you some blog title ideas. It will give you some content topics that your audience would enjoy, which is a really good one, because we are firm believers, aren't we, that blogs are very, very, very good, but only if you will maintain them.
I mean, it's definitely true. It's that thing, you do not want a blog page that hasn't been updated in 3-4 years,
because it will drive you down rather than up. So with some of these ChatGPT prompts, it can actually suggest some topics that your audience will actually enjoy. So what would children aged 10 to 16 who train in judo really enjoy to read? It can really, really give you some really good pointers. And I think then as well, because I think sometimes deciding what to write about in a blog can be a little bit daunting. I feel like if you've kind of got that direction, it comes naturally then, because you're speaking about what you're passionate about and what you love and what you do for a living. So I think that's really important. I like blogs, and I would say if you can use blogs and keep up with them, definitely use them, because they are very, very, very good. But yeah,
it's getting back to that basics as well. Google likes websites that have been updated regularly, so getting a little extra content in there and adjusting things. You don't have to do it weekly or monthly, but if you've not looked at your website in 12 months, then we would probably say it's about time that you had a look and just look at just a bit of content on your front page. Add some blog posts if you've got some time, add some extra testimonials, things, just adding that extra content that Google's going to like. Also getting some social proof in there with as we said, the testimonials and things 100%. Like that. Google's going to see that your website's been updated, and it's another thing, whereas if your competitors are updating their website more regularly than you are, it's another thing that might be pushing them up a little bit more in the ranking. So it's another thing that you can look at to try and improve.
Yeah. What I will say as well, ChatGPT. So I've tried all of these prompts. They are tried and tested. Don't worry, we haven't just came up with them. What it's really good at as well is if you feed it a topic that you want to write a blog about, it can actually give you inspiration for a series of blogs, which I feel like that makes blog writing a lot less scary, doesn't it? When you've kind of got a series, you're following a little bit of the same pattern, and you've kind of got like this, week 1 we're going to do this, and then 2 weeks later we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this one, which is really, really nice. Kind of takes being so daunting away, doesn't it? And your blogs don't have to be 10 pages long, by any means. Just nice, rich content, really, really good targeted audience, and they really, really do work very, very well. And like I say, take advantage of things like ChatGPT. That's what it's there for. It's not there to replace us, it's there to help us. And things like this where it is really difficult, because if you're there and you're trying to do competitor analysis yourself, that can be extremely difficult to try and see what this person is doing against what you're doing. And this really just simplifies the process. And, you know, it's not like, oh yeah, it's going to do it for you. It's just giving you the pointers in the right direction, which is really, really important. But yeah, I would say give this a go, see how you get on, give us some feedback if you've got any. It would be really lovely to know, you know, if any of you try the prompts, what sort of results that you've got, how you've got on with any competitor analysis. It would be really, really nice to know. So yeah, please do feel free to let us know.
It's definitely something that we're going to be adjusting and making. If we can get a little bit more feedback, and we'll keep adjusting it and adapting it, particularly as ChatGPT is always bringing out new updates as well, and things that finding new tools and things that it can actually do. So it's that, I think somebody's told me, said ChatGPT, you've got to think of it as a tool, not a colleague.
Yeah.
Just have a little bit of critical analysis there.
Michael has said, how would you like the feedback, please? Yeah, so we can take that by email, Michael. If you email our customer services, I will pop the email address in the chat, and then they will make sure that they forward it over to our department for you. So I will pop that in the chat at the end, just so everyone's got an email address. Give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it. You know, for us to be able to produce better things for you as well, but we would like to know how you guys are getting on as well, you know, whether it's been useful, whether the competitor analysis has done you really good. Yeah, we would love to know how you're getting on, and how, most importantly, getting on with the SEO. That would be very, very nice.
And of course, you can always pop a comment into the Facebook community group as well, because it's all good for you to share with everybody how you're doing. We always another mode where you can actually get some feedback from everybody else as well and what they're doing.
Messing around with ChatGPT for Facebook advertising by analysing other Facebook posts. Not tried it with website analysis yet. Oh, amazing. It's very, very similar. Very, very similar to what we're talking about with the websites. And it's really nice to see that you've done that already with Facebook, something very similar. How have you, I know it's a slightly different context, but it's very, very much the same sort of path. Just out of interest, how have you got on with it, analysing the Facebook posts and things? Have you seen good results? Have you seen implementable results? You know, what sort of things have you got out of that? I've had success making custom GPTs for each client. This tailors all the answers to the individual business. Okay, interesting.
So yeah, we've done some actual looking at doing some tailored ChatGPT for just our own experimentation. We've definitely found it, if you feed it a lot of the content, that it gives some better results.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously we completely understand where you're coming from, like about a custom approach for every, you know, every person tailored to their business and things. We're obviously speaking from a perspective of using ChatGPT itself, not something that's customized, unfortunately. But I can understand that would be really, really useful. You know, and like you say as well, there is loads of really good videos on YouTube, really good video resources about using things like ChatGPT. You know, we've done this very much based off ChatGPT. It's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be ChatGPT. You can use other AI software and things like that as well. So it is a preference. The only reason that we've put it forward as ChatGPT based is because that's what we've used and that's what we tried it on. You know, but with ChatGPT, you can really get it to give you some good answers. You just have to kind of feed it the content as well, so it knows what to base its answers on, if that makes sense. But yeah, I can understand that, you know, something that's custom for a business, you know, that would be great. Unfortunately, we don't have that resource at our disposal just yet. We've got ChatGPT, but we've seen some really, really good results out of it, even though it isn't a custom thing. Michael has said it's been very useful. So I've asked it to analyse UK martial arts Facebook posts in the Southwest and summarise key trends. We've then followed that up with suggesting something different. It's good for identifying opportunities in areas, including use of short form video and customer stories, giving specific examples depending on time of the year. That sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely great. And you know what a great way to use something like that. You know, ChatGPT can literally be a free resource. And to use it to do that sort of competitor analysis for you, point you in the right direction of what other people are doing, you know, and then trying to feed it enough so it can give you a little bit of an action plan. That's really, really good. And you know what, it's really nice to know that you've had good results from that, because it is, even though we're talking about websites, competitor analysis and websites, SEO, it's really nice to know that somebody's done something very similar with ads and had very good results from it. So, you know, it would be really nice to know that if you do try this with a website, it'd be very, very nice to know what your results are like, because it sounds like you've had fantastic results already from doing it with the marketing research.
I like the bit about customer stories as well.
Yeah.
I was reading something recently on marketing that as human beings, we remember stories better than we remember just straight narrative. So giving those sort of stories about your students, even your younger instructors, and how they got into martial arts and things like that, makes you more memorable. And then you're warming up these prospects to be much more likely to actually join.
100%. Wayne has said that he's been putting blogs on his website once a week since April and used chat to list topics on parenting, safety, health, etc. Great tool. Completely agree, Wayne. And you know, this really follows into the comment that Michael's put below as well. So Michael has said that he used it to give us ideas, but it's always on us to decide what to do with the information it gives us. Sometimes you need to pause and reflect on what ChatGPT is trying to tell you, not depend on it 100%. I couldn't agree more. Using it for pointers and direction is amazing. By no means does that replace people first. You know, people first websites where it's your own content, it's your own opinion, if you like, it's your own writing about something that you're passionate in. And you know, like with gym owners, martial arts clubs, you know, anyone that runs these sort of businesses, that we're all very passionate, you know, about what we do. There's a lot of passion in the community and in the sports sector. So it is very important to get that across as well, which is unfortunately something that AI can't do. You know, maybe in the future, maybe it can. Right now, no, you know, it can't write with the emotion and the passion that you have for your business and the passion that you have for your students, and it can't portray that. So I 100% agree. You know, ChatGPT is great to give you a starting point, and then you look at that and then you decide what to do from there. It's great at giving you some ideas. It's not great at it definitively copy and paste, this is what I'm going to do.
That's the thing. It's a collaborative tool, I think.
100%. 100%.
It's as we said, it's scary when you're looking at the blank screen and you haven't got anything and you don't know where to get started. And also sometimes not everybody's a natural writer. So I have a tendency to just splurge a load of content into ChatGPT and then ask it, can it just make it a little bit more grammatically correct, or make it so it will work for this age group and things like that. And then I will go back and refine it again.
Yes.
And what the content I end up with is a lot more refined and a lot more useful than I would have actually created on my own.
Yeah, what you would have done yourself.
Or with ChatGPT on its own. I think it's that collaboration that's really important.
It's got to be people, ChatGPT, literally side by side. Got to be a collaboration. And I mean, I use it a very similar way to what you do, Leonie. You know, I'm not very good at writing with any sort of like expression or anything like that. Everything that I write is just very to the point. And I think sometimes I kind of need that little bit of guidance, like, where do I soften it up a little bit, you know, and it really, really helps. And then it's about going back and refining it, making sure it's relevant, making sure it's you, making sure it's got a bit of your personality in there. And that's what's really, really important. So yeah, by no means is ChatGPT 100% replacement, but it's a very, very, very good tool to give you pointers and direction, 100%. Has anyone got any questions, feedback, comments, anything at all for us? And we're happy to answer anything for you. Might be anything that we've not covered, might be something really good that you've done that you'd like to share with us all. You know, we're really open to anything. We want to keep developing things that get better and better for you. And with feedback's really invaluable to us. You know, that's what helps us get better as well, of understanding what you need from us. So yeah, any feedback, questions, comments, anything at all, please feel free to pop it in the chat.
And after this session, obviously,
yeah,
if you've got any questions later, I know how it is. You sit
You always
down, you mull it
remember
over, and
later.
we should ask this. Send us an email, put something in the community group, and we're always ready to answer more questions.
100%, because I'm exactly the same. Like, we'll finish a meeting and 45 minutes later I go, I didn't ask that question I really wanted to ask. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. If anything comes to anyone later on, that's not a problem at all. You can reach out to us. And we're happy to go through that with you. I know that already we're going to reach out to you, Wayne, to help you with the SEO plugins. We'll have a chat about that, and then we'll see what to put in place for you. So we'll reach out to you after this. But anyone else at all? Anything from us? Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. It's really nice to know that we're doing a good job as well, because that's really important too. Jason has asked, can we rewatch this later? I'm out at the moment. I'd love to watch it back. Yes. So the webinar will be recorded. I don't believe it gets posted today though, will it? It should be.
I believe it will be tomorrow or the day after.
Tomorrow or the day after, Jason. It will be posted. So the link goes on YouTube.
It will go up on YouTube. Anybody that for a client will be able to access it through the toolkit. For non-Nest people, if they just give us an email on the email through the Nest website, or on that Chloe's put in the chat, then we can send you the link as well.
Yeah, so we can pop you the link over to that, Jason. Michael has said, I'm really keen to reach out, if that's okay. I'm keen to optimize my website, but very new to SEO, so might need some help if possible. No problem at all, Michael. Pop us an email across. So I've popped the email in the chat a little bit higher up, I'm sorry, because we've been talking a lot, haven't we? So it's gone down a little bit. But the email address, inquiries@nestmanagement.co.uk. If you pop us an email, Michael, and then we'll be able to pick that up and have a chat with you. That's not a problem. But yeah, we're more than happy to help with anything. And I promise, you know, when it comes to it, it's not as daunting as what we think. And, you know, some really good tools to use to try and make it as nice and easy as possible for you. So yeah, just reach out on the email. We'll come straight back to you and we'll give you a hand with all that.
And we're using the same tools on our Nest websites and Getting to Martial Arts websites and all that sort of stuff. So we're using the same tools all the time as well. So it will definitely.
If anyone can give you some help, I'm sure that we can. Anything else for anyone else? Just while we're here, I don't want to, you know, I don't want anyone to go away and think I didn't get my question answered. Even if it's just something small, honestly, if you've got anything at all.
Right, well, that looks as if we're that for questions.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks for everybody's participation. We've really enjoyed this. It's just so great to get this collaboration and get questions.
It is, and you know what? It's really lovely as well. Like, shout out to all of you, because you've been very, very, very chatty, and that it's so much nicer, because you know, when we can really answer your question, we can hear what you're doing. It's really good to have a conversation around not what we're telling you, but what you are doing and what practices you are taking. And it's really nice that a couple of you really want to reach out for help as well. Steve has just asked a question of where's the link for the ChatGPT guide. Steve, are you a Nest client or a non-Nest client? Sorry. Just because we've got two different links, two different places. I just want to make sure I send you the right one again. Nest client, no problem at all. So I'll send you the link to the marketing toolkit. So if you log in with the same login that you use on MyMA and go to this page, that will take you straight to the guide. If you scroll down the page about halfway, and then the guide is there as a PDF for you. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. It's been really nice to talk to you all. It's been really nice to hear your feedback, the things that you're doing, you know, and it's been really nice for some of you to want to reach out for help as well. It's really, really good. But yeah, any questions, comments, feedback, or anything after the call, please feel free to post it in Facebook or drop us an email. Yeah, and yeah, thanks so much for joining.
Thanks a lot. We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Thank you so much. Bye.